Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. It's your host, Chris, and we got D-Palm here. We're also being joined by a special guest today. We got Justin from Three Fifths Podcast joining us. It is the end of the month. It's end of May, so that means it is mailbag time. Thankfully, all of our shows are over. Supergirl's still going on, and the Doctor and Shannon will be recording that through middle of June, I believe.
God bless them.
Yeah, middle of June. But Flash, Arrow, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Legend of Tomorrow, all that shit is done for us. So we are down to mailbags. I don't know. We'll probably do 2 Super Tuesday episodes a month. There'll be one mailbag, and I know something's going to come up where me and D-Palm just have to talk about it, and it's going to come up before the
it happened last summer where like just events started happening. We had to talk. Yeah,
and there's a couple of questions that came in our emails that I know we're going to be talking about. So, like I said, let's just go through all these. And again, Justin, you feel free to jump in and as we go through these and add your thoughts in. All right?
Cool.
All right, cool. Here we go. All right, so the first one is from Jared. It says, D-Pop and Chris, what's up? It was great to meet you at NegroCon last year. I'm excited to hear what happens for this year's plans. Okay, so NegroCon's not happening until next year. We just had a bunch of stuff coming up, and it was just too much. I pretty much was like, I'm not trying to do this last minute, so we're gonna try to do something for next year. We have some ideas and plans, so we're gonna do that there. He says, possible spoiler warning. It's long enough after Infinity War, so I think we're good here. I think this mailbag will come out long enough after Infinity War to discuss the Wakandan homegoing festivals and collect the Billy vacuum and allergy medicine companies are going to be making with all the dust in the air. Yeah. Like I said, we know. I love seeing people try to say, oh yeah, sure, he should take over as Black Panther and all this stuff happening. I'm like, guys. T'Challa will be back before his next movie. It's
right.
That's just what's gonna happen, guys. It's like, let's slow down. It's gonna happen. We'll be fine. That's why, again, I like the heartbreak for people who didn't know, but we all know most people are coming back. Cap and Iron Man might be gone, but anyway, my question: have you all pursued the writings and work of comic artists or authors you enjoy? Definitely, we'll be getting into more of that. This spurred on by a question on the last episode about doing a read of Dan Abbott's Guardians of the Galaxy. Funny enough, I've never read this. I know Dan from writing one of my favorite sci-fi novels, Eisenhorn, which was a gateway for me into other sci-fi universe, Warhammer 40,000. And the universe is the universe is the originator of the term grimdark because in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there's only war. This book is the first part of a trilogy of trilogies, probably one of the earliest mixed media franchises to still be running strong today. It's a good jumping in point because it offers one of the most human perspectives into the universe, depicting the class of gods, abominations, armies of billions, normal humans, psycho superhumans, aliens, and demons. Okay, that's a lot. I could literally go on forever about this stuff. If y'all or anyone else is interested in all of it, feel free to hit me up. I'm in the group. I keep it the great content. I'm here for what's to come. So going back to your question about pursuing the works and comic artists and authors, I think so, definitely. I mean, you find a good writer, I think it's a good gateway drug to other things and other things they've written. I mean, we've gone through a lot of people, like obviously, like Snyder and Hickman, which we'll be talking about Hickman later on in this episode.
Yes, we will.
But like for me, like here's one that was great for me. Kieran Gillen. I started reading Kieran Gillen because he wrote Uber. And so Rod got me into reading Uber. I started reading Uber, and I've been following him ever since. Then you start seeing it's like, oh wait, he wrote for Marvel. Oh, he did this. He wrote this. He wrote that. And you start reading that stuff, and I'm like, oh, that was kind of like my introduction to some of that stuff. Did the same thing with Cullen Bunn. Obviously, read. I think it's weird. I've only started paying attention to writers and artists recently. I would say within the last 3-4 years. And then I started finding out, it's like, oh no, I did like that artist, or I did like that writer, and I like their work. And I started looking sometimes outside the big two, but like I said, sometimes I start outside the big two and I come into the big two of what they've written there. So, yeah, I definitely do that. What about you two?
So on my end, I'm in the same boat. You also, I noticed both the writers you picked, they both wrote Vader, right? They both have done a run on Vader.
Gillen, yes. Did Bunn do? No, you know what? Bunn was doing. I think he was doing. He was doing something. I don't know if it was Vader. Gillen definitely did the Vader run. That first Vader run.
So I'm actually the reverse of you, because I read that Vader run. I was like, wow, this dude is really talented. And then I was like, you know what? Chris keeps talking about Uber. This guy wrote Uber. Let me check it out. And I was like, oh, wow, this guy's really good. James Roberts is another one, and I have to blame D-Palm for that, because he was pushing Transformers more than meets the eye and Robots in Disguise. And I read both, and I don't know what to do with life anymore.
Victory.
Nick Spencer is one that I've recently come to really enjoy, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do next. Scott Snyder. Trying to think if there's anyone else that really stands out to me.
Tom King. You got to throw Tom King in there. I mean,
well, yeah.
Tom King's rookie. He's there early. It's fast, but he's there.
Yeah. It's so unfair.
It is
unfair.
How can he be so good at writing and he just started? Like, I'm not even talking about just writing comics, just like writing in general. How can he be this good at writing this soon? But yeah, trying to think. I think that's it for my. Brian Vaughn for Saga, definitely.
Okay, so for me, I started off with a very bad comic book addiction, and it became kind of a way to pare down what I was actually going to devote my time and energy into. Was kind of finding artists and writers who really I enjoyed their work. You guys have mentioned a lot of them, obviously James Roberts, Hickman. I'm a Bendis guy. Sorry, the guy wrote more Spider-Man than anyone ever. He created Miles Morales. He's got a feel for that voice. I don't know how he pulls it off, but he did. Jason Aaron is one of mine. I'll follow Jason Aaron to the ends of the earth. Jeff Johns, when Jeff Johns stops overseeing things and decides to write something, I'm generally pretty excited about it. Don't ask me about Doomsday Clock. I'm still,
I just stopped. I'm waiting for it to finish.
It's I hate being that guy, but that's me now.
You got to with it. First of all, the schedule in Doomsday Clock is fucking absurd now. Are they doing every other month now?
Dude, they were going to do 12 months, 12 issues. Well, now it's going to be 24 months, 12 issues. And I'm just like, I get it because it does take time to do this. But then why? The big knock on DC, and I'm about to go on a mini tangent here, I apologize, for years has been their inconsistency with their titles and delivering on time. They used Convergence, which was abjectly terrible, to buy time to move all their offices to the West Coast.
And still didn't digitize everything.
Books? Now, why are we delaying books? Not just 1 month, not just 2 months, but a year. This is not a fly-by-night freelancer project. Jeff Johns has an EO next to his name. It makes no sense that we're here in 2018. Guess what? Get 6 in the can, then announce. Get 3 in the can, then announce. It's one of those things that it's on its face, not the biggest thing, but it points to a trend that I honestly wish that DC would move past. Going back to creators, Dan Slott, I'll follow Dan Slott to the ends of the earth. And for me, I guess one of the questions was, do we ever let the creators' other works get to us? I'm going to be perfectly honest. When I go to my prose now, I'm mostly reading nonfiction. And maybe just hearing you ask the question makes me more aware of it. Maybe I need to mix in some more fiction with what I'm reading outside of comic books. But when I read a comic book writer or artist, or I see a team that they're going to be like Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, when they write together, Spider-Man Blue will make me cry today. But yeah, those are, I guess, some of the writers I follow.
Yeah. So one thing I would definitely like to get more into is identifying artists. I know I have art styles that I'm drawn to. Right. The art style for the first, I want to say 3 to 4 issues of Secret Empire, I really like. The art style for that first issue of the Wakandan Empire, the new run that Coach is doing on Black Panther, I really like that art style. The art style from the Flash annual I like as well. I think I'm just drawn to muted tones. Does that
Mhm.
make sense? So
I'm a Kirby kid, so I like it all. I like the crazy shit. I very as long as I feel like the art matches the story, I can get through it.
Yeah, my only problem with learning artists now is, God, so many of them are terrible. Like people, ugh. Like, ugh. They're talented, but some of them, like, I'm sorry, the white male ones are terrible people. Some of them.
His name is Ethan Van Trevor.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one.
I don't know.
But like, yes, just I'm so mad because we're gonna get the things I bought, and I really wanted to read that Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern ones. I just had to wait until it was on sale because I'm like, yo, you're
look, wait, hold on, time out. He's not getting a cut of our sell. He's been paid.
I know,
He's a contracted employee. So just I don't like that. It's so weird the way we find our lines of hypocrisy.
I know,
but we're all going to be hypocrites on some point. I still have Ender's Game is still is one of the few fiction books I own because Stark Hard wrote a hell of a book.
Hey, I got it. I bought it. I still bought it. I just waited.
I just want someone to talk to him about Hal Jordan with, honestly.
Yeah, no, I got it. We bought it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We got it coming. All right, next email here. This is from Imani. Look, man, I was out. I wanted no part of the Watchmen series, nothing to do with it. Then Lindelof writing it. Then D-Palm shared his open letter to the Facebook group. And goddamn it, if that thing wasn't pitch perfect. They won me over. I'm not happy about it. Conversely, are there any books or major runs you like to see adapted down the line? I guess we just start there. I mean, he got more of the email. We'll stop there. Yeah, I saw that. I don't think I put the link into it, but I saw his open letter he penned. First of all, it was beautiful. It was great. I think it was a really, and I wanted to applaud it. At the same time, I was kind of pissed he felt like he had to do it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I just, like, I think if it was just him coming out and basically saying, hey, you know, I know people are worried about it. This is it. But I also know there were probably a ton of shit muffins who were like being like terrible about it. And so it kind of soured it for me, but it was a beautiful fucking open letter. So, what did you guys think? Or just doing
It got me. It got me. I didn't want to be excited for it. I didn't want to care. I wanted to tell everyone that Zack Snyder already ruined one movie. Let's not have anyone else ruin this one, ruin this book again. But the idea of telling a story in the universe that isn't the same story intrigues me. The casting intrigues me. Lindelof is clearly a fan. He cares. And that's all you can really ask, that they care. And that's why Marvel stuff works and larger DC stuff hasn't on the big screen. And as far as the other question, are there any runs you want to see adapted? Yes. But I'm not sure the technology's caught up to the comic books yet that I want. Like, because we're going to talk about it later, this Hickman's real singular run through the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Where it's a straight line. I'm sorry. And it's crazy that he pulled it off.
I think that in order to really pull off some of these runs that we love so much, like you said, that we have to do something, whether technology or techniques, into storytelling, into movies, to translate them from the pages into, because the thing that I love about Hickman's writing is he's usually all over the place, and he'll call back something from like 50 issues ago or fucking another book, right? And we get hints of that every now and then here with Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and with a little bit with the movies of the MCU, but it's still, I don't think either one of those is ready to tackle something like you said, Hickman's entire run through the Marvel Universe. That is a tall task. Tall task.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As far as adaptations, I'd like to see. I would really like to see Vader down. I don't know if you guys remember the like 5-minute Clone Wars shorts that Cartoon Network used to air.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Vader down in that style.
Yeah.
Just like a quick little compilation of animated shorts of Vader being the terror that we know he can be. We get a little bit of it in Rebels. We get a little bit of it in Rogue One, but I really just want something that gives people a reason to be like, oh, this is why I should be afraid of Darth Vader.
I'll give him for that. The new Vader run, I think, is a great thing. I actually think that, and I'm hoping they're setting to do this after seeing Solo. I'm really hoping they are going to give us a Vader movie. I think they're testing the waters for it. I really hope they give it to us because there's a lot. I think I said that I went on my Star Wars rant when I think this weekend, and I'm just like, everything we love about Star Wars didn't come from the fucking original movie. There is no real reason to like Darth Vader and to be so fucking cool other than he looks cool. He doesn't do shit in the movie. Huh?
And that voice. Like James Earl Jones and his appearance is the only reason. Yeah,
it's aesthetics. It has nothing to do with what he actually does in the movie because he doesn't really do anything. Like the end of Rogue One is the most we've ever seen him do. He kills like an entire battalion of people and you're like, oh, you're right. Vader is terrifying. That's what it is. And he
was annoyed when he did it too. Like I think that's the part that makes the end of Rogue One like that much scarier. He's annoyed doing it. Like, I have to do this. I can't believe you have made your parent come up to your room after they've called you downstairs to hand them the remote.
Yeah. And so, like I said, this new Vader series that takes place right after Episode 3 really shows you this young Vader having to try to get respect from basically these soldiers who don't. He's like, who the fuck is this dude in a fucking dressed in a cape? What the fuck? Who the fuck is this dude? And so seeing him have to earn that respect, and you go, oh, that's why I was terrified of him. I think I think that would be great. Anything else, Justin?
I think that'd be a great adaptation too, because we could see I don't think we want a movie of Vader already, like a full movie of Vader already being Vader, but I would definitely be interested in a movie of Vader becoming Vader, like one of Vader's first missions.
Well, I think that's what
Vader begins.
Well, if you think about the two Vader books they've done so far, the newer ones, right? What they've done with it is they've given you basically Vader after Episode 4, where he's literally has to earn the respect of the Emperor back to gain that favor, because the Emperor's like, yo, you basically lost my fucking Death Star. Why the fuck should I? Maybe you're outdated. Maybe I need to replace you. And then with the new one, it's Vader after Episode 3, where he's got this new body. He got cut in half by fucking Obi-Wan. He doesn't have a lightsaber. So he had to go get a lightsaber, and he has to earn the respect. It's like in both of those books, you actually have an arc for Vader. I think that's something that so many people don't understand when you do these movies based off of villains. You have to give them an arc, or it's a movie that kind of sucks. So they have to have, if you do a movie based off of a villain, you have to kind of then make the villain like the protagonist, kind of. And so
just say Infinity War. Just say it.
I was just gonna say, and that's why Infinity War works so well.
Because the movie's about him, and you're like, oh wow, he's the only one that has a real arc. Like nobody else, everybody else is kind of at the end of their arc. The movie is about Thanos, and like that's again, I think another test case for doing a Vader movie. You can do it that way. So yeah, I think that would be pretty dope. It also like that Kieran Gillen that first Vader run also fills you all the gaps, like how Vader found out that Luke Skywalker was his fucking son. You know, that kind of thing there, you give him a mission, you give him something to do. So yeah. Just
and Boba Fett continues his fine tradition of snitching.
Right.
I feel like that's all Boba Fett has done in Star Wars. He snitches.
He's never done. Again, another character looks cool. Has never done a damn thing. Looks cool. Never done a damn thing in a Star Wars movie. So he watched his father get killed in the fucking prequels.
I keep forgetting that too.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean that happened. So, okay, let's move on. Let's see. Next I'm sorry. Rest of this email. So the rest of the email says, I do want to shout out Bendis finishing his run at Marvel. I know there's a contingent that hates him, but when you see the legacy he's leaving behind, history look back at his work very fondly. Who he brought back at the end of his run, nigga, let's go. I'm always here for revisiting Hickman stuff. I've already put 3 people into his work after Infinity Wars. Yes, plural, Z-Palm. It's time to make you a better podcaster. His method may be fucked up, but you can't tell me that Zoom is wrong for how much Barry screwed up everything. It just started, but I'm all the way into Flash War. The way number 47 ends. This is not going to go well. No, it's not. All right, fellas, appreciate the time in another month, another great month. Hopefully Chris hasn't gotten suspended again for Twitter bullshit standards. I am trying. But the time y'all record, but at least he can polish his Mark Wade MVP trophy. Cowards and bigots get dunked on will never not be fun. Amani. Yeah, we're gonna talk the Bendis stuff at the end. I know I did finish right before we got on. I knew we were gonna talk about it. I did finish the Invincible Iron Man 600. So we'll get into that when we start talking about things we read. But yeah, man, it's sad to see Bendis go. We're jumping ahead a little bit. Deepam, did you read Man of Steel #1?
Not yet. No.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Next email here. This is from Roslyn. I believe I had to double check because I was like, you hit us up on Twitter about sending an email in. You sent the email in. I checked the name. I was like, wait a minute, I know this person. Roz did you did our logos, our MTR Network logos, and yeah, I want to say thank you for them. They're great. We love them, and I really appreciate that. So I really want to thank you for being a fan of the show. Anyways, this is hi, Chris and Deepom. First, I want to tell you how much I both enjoy the MTR Network shows. It's so refreshing to hear from people who genuinely love the fandoms that they're talking about instead of being sarcastic, snotty, hate watching douchebags who mistake snark for wit and contrarianism for intelligence. You guys are the epitome of black boy joy. Also, shout out to the ladies at MTR who are equally great in our black girl joy goals. And you will always make my day better by listening to your shows. Thank you very much. Thank you for that lovely intro right there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that makes me get a little teared up. You know, it's almost like, you know, Drake's son seeing him for the first time.
See, I knew this shit.
No, I just read a tweet online about the early reviews of Phoenix Dark Force movie. I'm gonna assume you mean Dark Phoenix. Not shockingly, the reviews are bad. What do you guys think about the bad reviews coming out this early, especially for a film that got pushed back? And what do you guys think it means for the remaining X-Men films? Hold that thought. That's in one of the topics we're gonna talk about later, but we have thoughts on that. And then she says, says here, P.S. Can we just dump Singer and Kingsburg and let Ryan Reynolds, Noah Hawley, who is the EP of Legion, and Matt Nix, who was the EP of The Gifted. Yeah, Matt is really cool. Take over things for the X-Men. The three are showing they understand the characters and have made them better content over well. I'm just saying, and I'm totally down with you what you just said there, because yeah, Singer went away and then they got Simon in there. I was like, that's kind of just moving your peas to the other side of the plate. I mean, I guess it's less child rape, so that's a good sign. That's always good.
Fire everyone. Give them to Feige.
Right. Well, shit. Now,
not if Comcast has anything to say about it.
Well, not just the Comcast thing, but now after Trump being all mad at Iger today for canceling Roseanne, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Anyway, yeah. So we're going to talk about the Dark Phoenix stuff coming up. So just stay tuned for when we get into the news. Hello, MTR. My name is Jose, and I want to say thank you for everything you do, because this community has helped me a lot recently. I'm a college student, and for my journalism class, I need to write a profile story and broadcast video, but I'm having great difficulty in finding a good story. It wasn't until I attended the Black Panther screening at the West Coast that you guys helped arrange that I was able to meet and interview the owners of Cthulhu by Africana, who were fantastic. I'm glad we could help there. That's great. I mean, you actually writing in. You went to we did the 2 Black Panther screeners, and I know Shanna and Lance worked that out and did a great job over there. So no, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. Your podcasts have also been great to listen to as my part-time job this summer. So thank you guys for starting everything. My mailbag question: if you want to use this for the show, is there new comics that you're excited for coming in the next several months? I'm personally very excited for Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man run and Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America. It would be great to hear what you have to say. I was gonna wait for this to do this later, but let's go ahead and do this one now.
Okay.
What other books are you excited about seeing coming out? I know definitely after finishing Invincible Iron Man, I am definitely looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the slot on Invincible, but I'm also really excited to see slot on Fantastic Four.
They gave Scott Snyder Justice League.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, they gave Scott Snyder Justice League. I'm excited. I know it's already started the new Avengers book by Jason Aaron's It looks like it's gonna be great. Don't love Ed McGuinness's art, but I think it's gonna be leaving after the first arc.
Yeah, I hope so. 'Cause the art is the only thing that's taking me out of it right now.
It's not. I mean, it's an acquired taste I've never acquired. That's fair. But the books you mentioned, Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man, I cannot wait. Yeah, Solid FF too. God, it's everything you can ask for out of comic books. I'm also excited for what happens after the Unicron event this summer over at IDW's Transformers. They're canceling the entire line, and I know John Barber is staying on as editor-in-chief, but he's also one of the chief architects of this past iteration of Transformers. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes next in that avenue. I know James Roberts is walking away, so the son. I'm going to be sad about that.
Oh, I gotta say one more thing. I'll let Justin go. I'm very, very excited, and we'll talk about this more when we talk about things we're reading. Very, very excited about Jason Aaron on Thor and that War of the Realms. I'm very excited. Did you read that the Gates of Valhalla joint?
Nigga,
we'll talk.
I wish I could see my smile right now. Like I'm just smiling and nodding.
Yo,
let's. We're gonna be very, very excited when we talk about Pull List, guys, because that's another one I read right before I got on. Nigga, I was like, I'm so glad I waited until right before we came on to read this shit. Nigga, let's go. Nigga, let's go. Oh man, what Jason Aaron has done on Thor. Let me stop. Okay.
Yeah,
Jason, Justin, you got anything?
Oh, aside from what you guys have already mentioned, Spencer on Spider-Man, I think I'm in the minority with Coates. I'm actually excited to see what he does with Captain America. I've just learned to live with the pacing issues. I've accepted it. It is what it is. I've just accepted it. I've accepted it. He can write novels. He has issues.
I will
with
see you once the trade drops, my friend. I'll see you the day the trade drops. But until then.
Yeah, that's where I am. But I'm excited to see where he takes it because the preview that we got, I'm like, okay, I'm interested in this. I think that's aside from everything else. You already brought up Scott Snyder on Justice League, Dan Slott on Iron Man, especially after all the seeding that Bendis has done. I'm in the minority on Bendis on Superman as well. But I get why people don't like Bendis, but I like Bendis. There are just certain things that when I read his work, I've accepted, like, okay, there's some things that may irk me, but overall, he's a really talented writer. And when he's on, my God, he's on. So I want to see him take on one of my favorite superheroes. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. All right. Last two emails, and these kind of lead into us. I'll do Sam's one because that actually brings us back to the Dark Phoenix thing. So the first one is Brandon. What's up, Chris and Deepom? I got a day that last I gotta say that last pull list made me interested in Power Rangers, the Power Rangers book, and that nigga that shit is good. Deepom was right. They were exploring those characters in ways I didn't think were possible.
Was right.
Yeah, they were exploring those characters in ways I didn't think was possible. And I'm excited for the Shattered Grid event. See, now I'm gonna have to fucking read Power Rangers. Man.
Do it. Join us.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I want to read Power Rangers. Ain't that a bitch? What the fuck is this? Anyway, now with that greatness, here comes this question. My question unfortunately invokes Gotham, but mostly Batman. Do you think it's time for DC to just do an actual Batman show? I agree with both of you that DC relies too much on Batman in every medium. However, it's clearly their cash cow. Gotham is horrible. It's horrible making choices like having a Ra's al Ghul try to get Teen Batman to be a successor. Like, wait, first of all, I gotta ask you guys before I finish reading the rest of this. Did you guys see that article that listed out the crazy shit that's happened on Gotham?
The 10 craziest things this season?
Yes.
So I didn't read that article, but I've been following Gotham. Like I refuse to watch it, but I've been following it just to see what they're doing, because there's a part of me that hopes maybe one day they'll course correct. And then they had two Jokers that weren't Jokers, but this one's actually the Joker. It's so dumb.
It was like the Joker's twin. It was like the Joker's twin brother. It was like,
but then the actor gave it, or he I think he got on Twitter. He said they can't call him the Joker because of WB exec saying you can't say the J word. You cannot call him the Joker. This cannot be the Joker. He cannot have green hair. He cannot be the Joker. He can just act like the Joker and be the Joker in every other way possible. You just can't call him the Joker. I'm like, okay, WB is being really stupid. And then Harley Quinn shows up somehow, and I'm like, why are we doing this? And now he's gonna be Batman. They're going to do year one with a 17-year-old.
No, they're doing 0 year.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
God, this is so dumb.
I just want to make sure I was the one that told you. This is good.
God, this is so... I think what angers me the most is Gotham as a principle would be a really good show, right? Like if you just do a long-form show about the corruption of Gotham and how a city could get so desperate that they turn to a crazy person in a batsuit who beats up poor people at night. That would be really interesting. Like you start with the mob, you can do corruption in local Gotham politics, you can do corruption in the press, you can do corruption, well, not corruption, you can do like the class stratification from the really, really rich in Gotham to the really poor in Gotham. Like just do a really deep dive into why this city sucks and why they need Bruce Wayne.
See, you're the nerd who wants that book, and so am I. No one would watch that. No one.
They watch The Wire, though.
I realize that, but that's based in reality. No one's watching fictional city problems. The thing about it is, if you're going to do Batman, you just got to do fucking Batman. Either do Batman or do what we've always talked about, Gotham Central. Or maybe you see a bat sighting in an episode, or like he comes in a big crossover, but he's a constant presence. You cannot do just like what they're trying to do, what they tried to do, what they're getting canceled for. It's crazy. And they knew it was crazy, but they still did it. Which I don't get. It feels like Gotham was an assault. I feel like I was attacked. Oh. I don't know what I did.
Oh, well, the Gotham's an assault. What's the fucking Alfred show?
That's not going to happen. That was their threat.
No.
They're trying to make you. They're trying to make you thankful for Gotham. It's like when you ask your mom for $100, knowing that she'll say yes to 10.
Look, that's a joke in Teen Titans Go. Like Alfred getting his own movie. If they actually do that, I think we should all be more appreciative of Teen Titans Go, just as a family, as a community.
Let's see here. Gotham is making horrible choices, like having Ra's al Ghul try to get a teen Bruce to be a successor, only to then choose Barbara King Gordon's Crazy Ex. Gordon's Crazy Ex. Yet is getting good ratings. I don't think the ratings are that good.
Good is strong.
That's a strong word. And people watch. They are making an Alfred show, and they rely heavily on Affleck and the DCEU. If he's your cash cow, why not just do an actual good show on TV and use it to build up new characters and create interest for people outside of Batman? That's all I got. I love the show. Here's the thing, and I was thinking about this. I'm writing an article about the problems with the Flash and what they needed, the Flash TV show, and what they need to do for next season. And I was going through one of the things, and one of my things is obviously, hey, bring the rogues in. Like, you're doing the Flash, and you don't have the rogues being the rogues. And I'm going through them. Wait a minute. Captain Cole's gone. Heatwave is a hero now on Legends, and they killed off Captain Boomerang. Oh shit! They got the same mandate that Arrow got for the Suicide Squad, and they're not being allowed to use them. That's what the problem is. You had people always everybody's always so busy looking at what the Marvel Netflix shows are doing and can't do, and what Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing in relation to movies. Those all still, for the most part, still are they fit together fairly okay, right? DC TV and the DC movies literally don't talk. What happens is there's a mandate that comes down from the movie side going, you can't do this. And the TV side has to go, but we need to, and the movies go, too bad, fuck it. And that's that's the thing I see as a problem for the TV shows. Because if they have any idea if they're going to use those characters in the movies, they get yanked from TV because Warner Brothers is fucking stupid. Like, they're stupid.
Warner Brothers doesn't think that you as an audience are intelligent enough to handle Wentworth Miller being Leonard Snart, and then whoever is getting cast in this Flash movie that's never happening to be Leonard Snart.
I forgot. Tom Hardy is fucking Tom fucking Hardy is he's Captain Boomerang. I just forgot about that. Son of a bitch. I forgot.
Wait,
Tom
what?
Hardy. Isn't he?
That's Tom Hardy?
No, it's
No,
not. Tom
I'm sorry. No, it
Hardy.
wasn't Tom Hardy. It was supposed to be Tom Hardy. It was supposed to be, wasn't it? I thought it was. Because at one point he signed up, but then that's what it was. He signed up, but they got a fucking he had a conflict, so they had to back out and they had to replace him. So that's what it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. He's not anymore. But yeah. But like, yeah, no, we had a Captain Boomerang, and then what they do, they kill one on is Jai Courtney. So but yeah, they killed him off. So now, even if you form the Rogues on the TV show with the Flash, you don't have Captain Boomerang, and Wentworth Miller's already kind of gone off on his own. So you're not going to get him regularly. And what do you do with Mick? That's 3 of your main Rogues right there, gone. You get the top every now and then. You get Mirror Master.
Mirror Master.
That's it. And the only one we really get is we don't get anything. So that's what the Flash is going through right now. Imagine Batman. Because here's the thing with the Flash, while I think that he has a better rogue gallery, and I like his rogue gallery, people are kind of going like, oh well, they're kind of a joke. It's like the thing in the comics, right? People go, oh, Flash's rogue gallery aren't that serious. That's the general idea of people in general audience. Imagine for Batman though. They're not letting Gotham do. They shouldn't have had Joker on there in the first place. But look at the mess they're doing with those villains. Look at the mess they've done there. Now imagine an actual Batman show. They're not going to do it. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. And now it just hit me. One of the biggest reasons is what happens when because it kind of happened with the Flash. What happens when your TV Flash or your TV characters are better than your movie characters?
Because that's not Ezra Miller's fault, though.
I mean, it's not. It's
not his fault.
It doesn't matter.
It's not his fault. But
it might not be, but it doesn't matter. Once he started running like that and they put him in that fucking costume, it was a wrap. Ezra Miller cannot redeem himself. I think he's a great actor. But it's like, what the fuck were you running? Why were you running like that? Why is your costume like that? And on top of that, then you have Grant Gustin, and now everybody's going like, should have put Grant Gustin in the movie. Now that logistically can't work and wouldn't have worked. But now you got people going, well, you should have done that. So now WB's looking at, oh God, they're panicking. Yeah, that's why they can't do a Batman TV show. Because like you said, Batman is their cash cow, but they think Batman's their cash cow from the movies. So
I think the big difference here, speaking of the TV to movie transition, is DC comes in and says what you can't do. Mm-hmm. And Marvel TV, it feels like, well, here's what you can. We're going to give you Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm. We'll even let you pick which Ghost Rider you want to use.
They probably didn't do that.
No, they did. They did. They did. They let them pick. They were like, we want to do Robbie. They let them pick Robbie.
I maybe that's I guarantee, because Robbie's been the only Ghost Rider for the last 8 years. So Marvel was probably like, which one do you want? And like having their finger on Robbie, like, which one do you want? Good. It was the right decision.
Mm-hmm. So
and Nick Cage hadn't ruined Robbie yet.
True. But you're right. It's like Marvel tells them, hey, here's what you can use, and you know what it is. WB doesn't. They tell them. I think they might just go back on it. Oh, here you can do the Suicide Squad. Oh wait, now you know what, guys, we're gonna do a Suicide Squad movie. So all your characters you're using right now that we told you was okay, can't use them anymore. Sorry, but you told us it was okay. Yeah, we changed our mind.
Yeah, that Amanda Waller you guys have, we're gonna need that back.
Yeah, just go ahead and shoot her in the head. But then we'll let you bring in Diggle's wife as a new Amanda Waller. She says she's white. It's fine. Nobody will notice. It'll be fine. Nobody will care. I think, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how WBTV gets past that. I really don't. Because it's actually starting to become really, really noticeable in the Flash. If it's almost like the movies siphon off, you are using the TV shows to find out what seems like it could be possible, and then they yank them from the TV shows. As if there can be only one, which is stupid.
The whole premise of your TV universe is a multiverse. Like, if you're worried about confusing people that watch the TV shows, they've already bought into this concept of a multiverse.
I swear to God, if I see next season of The Flash, Barry and Dawn running through the Speed Force in the multiverse, and I see Ezra Miller's baby giraffe running, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose it. All right, last email, and then we'll get into some news here. Sam says, "Hey, Christian D. Palm, hope it's all well. A few questions for this month. Number one is, if there is still a chance the Dark Phoenix movie will come out, or are they going to do like Justice League extensive reshoots after the fact? Hold that thought. That's going to be our first news item we'll get to. Two, I've been reading Totally Awesome Hawk. Amazing how having a comic streaming service gets you to read things you otherwise wouldn't. I'm talking to you, DC. And Cho keeps referring to himself as the seventh smartest person or eighth now that Lunel is around. Who are the six other people who he considers ahead of him? Not in order, but isn't it like Valerie, Reed, T'Challa, Tony? Who would be Pym, and then maybe Hank?
Is it the joke like him and Hank are like 7 and 8? I think that's the joke.
Did I do that right, Deepom?
I have no idea. This is one of the ones I didn't get in the email, so I have no idea. I hadn't really thought about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I think you have it right, but the
Pym.
joke with him being like 7th or 8th, it's like depending on if you count Pym or not, because the joke is always like he and Pym are 7 or 8, and everyone's like, oh yeah.
If Pym's not having a nervous breakdown, he's 7.
Right.
Yes,
right.
that's the joke.
That's the joke.
Right.
That's the joke. If Pym is taking his meds, he's 7. He's actually probably higher if you remember the Mighty Avengers run where he becomes like he becomes almost a universal constant.
Yeah. I think that's generally the idea, are those people. Obviously, we'll get to Hickman stuff, but Valerie's like near the top. That's what they need to do. When they bring the Fantastic Four back, you need to get Valerie and Lunella in the same room together.
Oh, so they can just be fed up with everybody? Yes. I'm here for it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of awesome. With Comixology and Marvel Unlimited and Amazon making comics easier to buy, what do you think are some of the advantages of a local comic book store can still bring to compete? I'll let you guys go with this because nobody's gonna like my answer.
All right. You want to go first?
No, you got it.
Because I've given this a lot of thought. For a local comic book store, they can't offer just comics. You have to offer ambiance, atmosphere, and personality. Right? Like if I'm coming to your comic book store, I don't need you for books anymore. So what do I need you for? What am I coming to you for? You could have game nights. You could have a coffee shop or something where they can get food, snacks, something where they can enjoy themselves while they read, something to provide entertainment while they're looking for books. You have to do something other than provide books. You can't just provide books, because if you just provide books, I don't need you. I have my Kindle. I can just download everything. I'm only going to come to you on very specific days, like Free Comic Book Day, so I can get a free comic book for Jonathan, which you really love. But yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to like change your whole business model. You can't just sell comic books. What else are you offering?
I mean, you're right. I know what Chris is going to say because he's super negative and he's going to say nothing. But for me, you're right. I think you've got to do something that can cultivate the sense of atmosphere and the sense of community. And if you've got a comic shop and with like, we'll have like a debate night or something. Like you have things like this where people can talk about the comics they're reading, and a book club even. Like there are ways to do this besides saying we're an extended spinner rack.
There's a comic book store right off of DuPont Circle that like every day they have something new. I think Monday's trivia night, Wednesday's D&D night, Thursday's their book club night. Like they have different things. They have the merch, they have the comic books, but they have things to bring you in there and, like you said, form that community. Because it's not just, I'm not just going in there for the ambiance. I'm not just going in there for the events. I'm going there because, hey, people I like hang out there. People that are interested in the same hobby that I'm interested in hang out there. We can talk about that hobby, and maybe I can even learn more about the hobby. Maybe I can get into a new hobby. But you can't just sell comic books. Like there's a comic book store in VA right outside of Mason. That's all they do. They just sell comic books, and they're dying because they refuse to do anything other than sell comic books. And then they complain on Free Comic Book Day when people come to visit and say, "See, you guys don't show up on Free Comic Book Day." I'm like, yeah, it's almost like you guys offer them nothing else to come in for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. My hardcore answer for most people, if a comic book shop was coming in and complaining like, what do we do? How do we compete with that stuff? My thing is, if you're asking that question, shut down shop. There's nothing you can do. At this point, if you need to be told that you are no longer a comic book shop, but you are a people shop, and you need to find some way other than just saying we have comic books to get people in, you're shut your doors. There's nothing you can do at this point. At this point, it is too late. You are the record store after Napster and LimeWire and digital and Apple came out with their music. You're the record store still going, well, what do we do now? It's too fucking late. Like, if you don't have you either need to have a website like Midtown Comics. I love Midtown Comics website. It's great. I can find anything I need on it. I can pre-order anything. I don't have to come into your shop. But they still get money. They send me emails. They send me discounts. They constantly, once I buy something from them, I'm on their email list. If you do not have a social media presence, if you do not have a website, if you're still running your entire comic shop from like a GeoCities type free website, you are going out of business, and there's nothing you can do about it right now. It's too fucking late. I'm sorry. You're late to the party. You are now trying to you're not going to be able to compete with Amazon, Comixology, or anything else. You are not going to be able to. It's not going to happen. And so you either need to redefine your business or get out while you still can. Because you are now GameStop. I remember when digital gaming first started, people were like, fuck it, I'm still going to buy the disc. What's happening now? Read the tea leaves, folks. It's just not going to be there. And so I have no problem with, physical stores that are, because I don't even want to call those comic book shops anymore. They're basically nerd hangout spots. Like, if you are a hot nerd hangout spot, you'll be fine. Because you'll be able to adjust. You'll find something cool, new way of staying ahead, and you have a social media presence. You've built a community. That's the other thing, too. You've built a community. So if you have not built a community, and you think you're just going to be a comic book shop, nope. Not going to work. You're not going to have anybody there. And even for those shops, you need to make sure you're bringing in new people into the community, and you need to stay up on that. Community events and things like that. Like, that is the only way to compete. You're going to get to the point where you need to make money outside of just comic sales, because you're probably going to start seeing those sales go down and down and down and more. And that's why you see more and more of these comic book shops complaining on Twitter. You see more and more of these retailers complaining about, it's Marvel. They're blaming everybody else. They're blaming the publishers. They don't get it. And that's on them. And I don't know. At this point, I don't have any sympathy. I didn't have any sympathy when the record store went out of business. You didn't, like, it was there. You've seen this. The minute that Marvel came out with Marvel Unlimited, comic book shops should have been shitting their pants. Because, dude, I don't have to dig through long boxes anymore. Yeah, some people like that. Hey, no shame in that. Most people do not. You're not going to get a new comic person. Okay, I want to find this comic here. All right, so that long box over there in the corner right there, just go through there, dig through there. It might be in there. What do you mean it might be? I just want to come in. I just want to get the book. Oh, well, so we didn't order enough. So you got to wait until we put our next order in to kind of get it. We're all out. The fuck? I don't go to Best Buy anymore. I can't order that shit. Oh, I order from Amazon. I go into Best Buy to laugh and be like, oh, you want me to buy something from here? No, you're too expensive. No. Thank you. No. Comixology runs a fucking 50% off sale. Fuck am I go to your store for? Like the IDW sale? We'll talk about this when we talk about stuff I'm reading. How many of those IDW books did I buy just because they were like ridiculously cheap? And that sale's running through July.
Right.
Come on. Like, I think that is at this point, it's adapt or die. Like, and you probably should have already been doing that. But a lot of them don't want that. You don't want to change. They want to fight against the tide. They think they're going to stand there. And I'm like, it's gone. You're not going to make it there. The people who realize that what they're really selling is the community experience will be fine. But if you're not selling that, you're not in that community building, community selling business, it might be too late to do it, especially if you're complaining already about not making the sales. So, yeah, that's all I got. See, I was way nicer than I could have been. I was going to just say nothing.
I was impressed.
Hey, look, I tried.
Well, I'm restrained by you.
You know what? I'm trying to grow. I haven't been growing on Twitter, so I feel like I grow on the podcast. Gotta be mature somewhere, right? Gotta be mature somewhere. All right, Justin, you got to roll, right?
Yep, I gotta get out of here.
All right, you got daddy issues. Thank you very much for joining us for those first emails. We'll get you on again some other time. All right, man.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Yep,
Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right, let's get into these topics here. So the first topic that's come up a couple times. Let's go ahead and knock this one out. So apparently there were some early test screeners for X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now I'm gonna say this probably wasn't like a super. This is probably them trying to figure out how bad the movie was, like super early.
They know it's bad.
Well, you knew it was bad when they move a movie that was supposed to come out in December or November, and they move it to February the next year. So,
Chris, who told them so? Did we tell them so?
I think we did. I think we also said there was another movie that got moved twice. I think it was called like, what was it? New Mutants? Old Mutants? Yeah, something like that. I don't know what it was.
No, you're right. New Mutants.
Oh, New Mutants got moved twice. Listen, guys, guys. Like the emails I've been saying is I'm not gonna go through this because there might be someone out there who actually wants to see this movie, so we won't go through the spoiler because it tested so poorly. People have come out and they've written like complete spoilers for this shit, and it hasn't been taken down. So I'm gonna assume that the reshoots were to fix some of this shit, and that's why Fox hasn't responded to this stuff. But it's bad. It seems like another X-Men Apocalypse, which you didn't see, did you?
Still no.
Smart. Good for you. Good for you. Here's the problem, though. Like, and this is why it should shock nobody. You know who one of the writers was on Apocalypse? Simon Kinberg, the guy that's taken over to direct this movie. It's like, no, like he's part of the problem. He's always been part of the problem. Like, you got rid of Bryan Singer. Okay, congratulations. Simon also directed the Fantastic Four movie. Now, you try to sit there and go, oh, okay, he took over for Josh Trank and that movie was a mess. Okay, but, like, he doesn't have a good track record. He doesn't.
At all.
So, yeah, his movies are terrible. And this movie sounds terrible. They're doing Dark Phoenix again. Seems like they're trying to take some things from the first time they tried to do Dark Phoenix. They don't really go to space. It's just all bad. None of it sounds good. And we all should have known better. You know? I got nothing else on that one. You got anything else you want to say about that one?
No, I just read the spoilers.
Oh, I did too. I did too because I didn't care. The only time I've ever watched.
Just read. I mean, I literally was reading like while you're talking.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all you can say. That's all you can say.
Wow, like because this isn't like, oh, we screwed up executioner song. This is a pivotal, cornerstone, Claremont shining moment X story. And they're going to fuck it up again.
So we got to ruin it twice.
I just, what? Just don't put the movie out. Just don't put the movie out.
At this point, just put it all.
If what I read is, if it hews close to true, it can't come out. No.
I'll say
no, Chris. I refuse, Chris.
You know the one thing, and this is not really the spoiler here. You know the one that really got me is, this is from the beginning of the film, when they're like, the X-Men are like the Avenger, like on Avenger status at the beginning of the film. And I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you.
But that's what they said they were going to do. That's what they said they were going to do.
Like, no, the X-Men are never on Avenger status. What are you talking about?
I know.
They're mutants. Like, they protect a world that hates them. Like, what are you don't understand the X-Men. Like, that has been my biggest problem. I've been trying to tell people this for years. Fox does not understand the X-Men, at least in the movies. And it basically seems to come down to Kingberg and Singer, because then we go and look at Deadpool 2, and you're like, fuck, Deadpool 2 did the X-Men better than any of the fucking X-Men movies have ever done the X-Men. How? How? And we said we're going to bring this up now. Like I said, I'm still pissed. So if you listen to us, what was that? Was it our Deadpool 2?
It was the spoiler review for Deadpool.
The spoiler review for Deadpool. So if you're a premium member, go listen to that. If you're not, you did not see the
exact. If you're not, go be a premium member. Go join right now.
Thank you, Deepon, for doing that. I was very upset after end because Deepon brought up this movie that he had saw. There's a trailer from Fox that played during before his showing of Deadpool 2. So after we recorded Deadpool 2 spoiler review, Deepon made me watch this video, watch this trailer, and I was like, I watched the first 5 minutes, I'm like, I can't do this. He's like, no, you're going to sit here and watch the entire thing. I want to get your reaction. His way of getting back at me. The trailer was for The Darkest Minds, and it is literally an X-Men ripoff. Apparently, it's based off a young adult novel, so the movie's not going to be good. First of all, guys, it's not.
It might be. You don't know that.
The track record of young adult novels is just not.
Look, young adult novels are only as good as the source material, and they're ripping off some really good source material. They're ripping off Days of Future Past X-Men, and they just put it in today, and they're just doing it. And it's young kids on the run who are scared about their powers. One is ridiculously I'm sorry, I'm fucking infuriated that this is happening.
It is definitely X-Men. It stars Amanda Steinberg as the lead character. So they got it's very diverse. It's a diverse group of kids.
You know, the kids are using their powers to like dance and shit. Like, no.
So I'm gonna read the premise to you guys. After a plague kills nearly all of America's children, the ones left are given special abilities. 16-year-old Ruby is one of the most powerful and runs away from her government internment camp with other teenagers. The group becomes to realize that they can form a rebellion and exact revenge upon those in power who have tortured the generation. This is literally the X-Men. And when you see the trailer, I'm not going to play it here. Stop this podcast, go watch this trailer so you can be as upset as I was at the end of this shit. Because I was just like, God damn it, how do they get the X-Men in this, but they can't get the X-Men in the actual X-Men? It is, like you said, they show the kids using their power. They use their powers like kids would.
Yo, whatever the male lead, the romantic, I guess, object in the movie, he pulls her on the dance floor using telekinesis. Nigga. What?
I was very, very upset.
We're at 20 years of X-Men movie. 20 years, Chris. And this? Chris, I'm going to tell you it's good even if it's bad. Do you realize that?
I know, right?
Do you realize that? Like, they can show that trailer on a loop for 2 hours. Like, this is fucking great.
You know what's worse? Oh, God. Oh, my God. What if they delayed New Mutants because they knew this shit was coming out? And we're like, well,
nigga, what if this? Like, I know you're saying. I know what you're saying. It is a young adult adaptation. I get it, but you got to say it out loud one time. What if it's good?
I'm not gonna lie, yo. I'm gonna see it. I don't think it's gonna be good. Like I'm saying, I'm not
gonna take my wife. I won't tell anyone I'm doing it. I'm gonna go by myself.
I am not gonna tell if it's bad and I paid for this.
If it's bad, you'll never hear about it. We will never mention it again if it's bad. It's coming out in August. You will never mention this movie.
You guys are gonna write into the August mailbag going, "Hey, so you guys see The Darkest Minds? Huh, what was that?"
We're like, what? Oh, we thought about it, but no, I just hadn't had time yet.
Yeah,
we will punt on this for weeks. Right. If it's bad, you'll never hear us talking about it. If it's good, we may rename the podcast.
Right. I might become a stan. Like,
I might be like, "Where's book 7? Where's book 7?" I don't know how many books there are.
I
literally know nothing about this franchise.
I might even read the books then. At that point,
if it's good, I'm reading the like. If it's good, I'm reading the books. Full stop.
We're gonna do we're gonna change it and do a comic book club on a novel, yo. I can't.
A series of novels, Chris. Not a novel.
Oh my god, a series. I saw the trailer because you told me before. You're like, it's like the X-Men. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. All right.
Fox hasn't got the X-Men right now. Before now, how could they possibly get it right on this one?
And then I watched like 20 seconds of the trailer. I'm like, I'm turning the shit off. Like I can't do this right now.
I wouldn't let you.
This is insulting.
You know what it is? It's fucking frustrating.
It is fucking infuriating, yo. I was just, you fucking serious right now? You guys think this is a, you know what it was? I was Stewie when fucking Brian bought the money for a fucking mustache and a fucking disguise when he owed me money. That's who I was. I was like, you got money for mustaches, but you ain't got money to pay me back? You got money to put this not X-Men film up, but you can't do the X-Men right? I swear to God.
The worst part about it, Chris, she's basically Jean fucking Grey.
They made a Black Jean Grey.
They made Black Jean Grey and were like, wait, you guys want to see this?
You know what the worst? No, even worse than that. The use of the powers and the action in the film look better than any of the X-Men films.
So they use the powers in concert and together. It's so fucking weird. And these are kids on the run from the government. I hate it. We're talking about something else. I can't do this anymore.
I'm sorry. I just have in here. I need to put a link in here. I'm just like, what's going on with Flashpoint? That Flashpoint.
Nothing.
What are we doing here, guys? Are we? Apparently, the directors did meet with Ezra. They did meet with Ezra Miller. Apparently, it's not going to be Flashpoint anymore. And I think some people were upset. I'm like, well, that's a positive sign.
Yeah, that's. This is a good thing.
That's a good thing. You can't do Flashpoint for the first movie for the fucking Flash, guys. That's stupid. Stupid. Stop it. Stop. Kirstie Clemens apparently is staying on as Iris West. So, we'll see. We'll see.
I hope she's on a retainer or something. I hope she's getting paid while the movie's not getting.
Well, I hope you get something else while she's waiting because I still don't have any faith in this
movie.
No,
that's why you got to pay her. You got to pay her. You got first right of refusal.
I mean, let's just go down the list of DCU. I heard that they took the rumors they took Green Lantern, the Green Lanterns off the schedule.
Schedule, yeah.
It's off schedule. We still. I'm sorry. So Shazam wrapped production. I haven't heard shit about Aquaman. Like, where's the trailer? Like, here's the thing. I think DC is in a rock and a hard place here. I feel like they don't want to go overboard like they did with Justice League, where they're promoting it like the entire fucking year and then it fucking flop. At the same time, it looks kind of weird that by this point, you guys were already promoting. You guys don't know how not to promote things.
Does everyone see how nice Chris is being?
Oh, I'm not being nice. I think that's not a good sign.
You're soft pedaling this. This is bullshit.
Okay. All right. You're right.
This is bullshit, WB. It is May 30th when recording this. Not a teaser. I don't think we've seen any official images.
We have seen him in some black leather pants. I wonder if those
Fuck
are the
that noise.
I wonder if those
saw Sammy Sosa fucking Aquaman.
I did see that picture. It was a lighting on that one. It was lighting.
Okay, cool.
It was just a lighting.
When he comes out as a pale face, we don't have that conversation too, right?
I don't. What the fuck, man? Like, where? No teaser? You're gonna wait until July to tease after? I just feel like if you were confident,
look. If you have fallen this far in the public's eye, you got to make a statement. You got to come out swinging. And guess what? If you're like San Diego, that's when we'll do it. Motherfucker, this better be the best fucking trailer you ever imagined.
I think they're making the calculation that Marvel's not going to be in Hall H that year, so they can. It won't. No matter what happens.
So they're also betting that they can minion back flashy things, so every person in Hall H who's been there in years past and will remember and compare this to. It's not like Marvel's the only people making movies. Look, DC.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to.
They know it's bad. That's all it is. Because if the plan is to come and knock everyone's fucking socks off in Hall H, people remember Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people based on box office receipts, but enough. You will be. It'll. Here's exactly what happened. It'll play well in the room because everyone will be excited to finally see some fucking footage. Well, it will leak and it will be torn apart.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, you can't judge the Hall H reaction too much because those people have been sitting in line overnight. So at that point,
they're deliriously happy to see lights.
Right. Like you could put Jason Momoa shitting in a toilet, and they'd be like, "Yes, Aquaman, yes." So I'm just saying, it just you gotta. I don't know. You gotta take that with a grain of salt. So, yeah. Look, good luck, yo. Same thing with Shazam. Like, I guess.
Fuck Shazam.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Yo, I'm so out on DC. It's getting to the point where I'm like, yo, I may not see any of these movies in the theater.
I just like at this point, like we're really down to like, oh God, good God, like we're really down to the Warner Brothers and DC hoping they bounce back from Justice League flopping with Aquaman, who was a joke, who was a Family Guy joke for the longest time, and motherfucking Shazam. Guys. Come on now. Yeah, no. I'm just hey. Maybe it's good. But like okay. I have no desire. Shazam is one of those things I'm like, you guys are really doing this. Why? Why are we doing this? Like that's what we're doing here? You guys really think that's gonna work? You guys Okay. Good luck, guys. Good luck with that. So. And then the last thing before we get into our pull list here. I gotta get your opinion on this. Jamie Foxx set for Spawn. Tom McFarlane is going to direct it.
I'm not the one to ask because I live in the new principle of don't yuck someone else's yum. And I've seen the numbers. Spawn at some point was a lot of people's yum. It's never been my cup of tea. For me, it was the worst parts of the night. I have qualms and problems with like early image stuff because if you're going to build a company around the artists, you might want to hire a writer or two. Like Liefeld brought over like projected Teen Titans skits and made them Youngblood. Like there's an Archer for no reason because he had Arsenal on that team. So I know people who love Spawn, and people who love, I guess, just talent. They love Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is talented as hell. Todd McFarlane, first-time director. Jamie Foxx known for being volatile on set. 1 or 2 fistfights. I'm saying over.
I think the thing that gets me is I knew Todd McFarlane was working on the script for the longest time. I did not know they were going to have Todd McFarlane direct it. And
which could also mean he's way too close to this project.
No, he is definitely way too close to this project. Which is why that's actually what gives me the concern. Like I said, I like Jamie Foxx. I think he's talented enough. I'm worried about Todd McFarlane is who I'm worried about on this. Because like I said, this Spawn is his babe. All right? And so now you have him both writing and directing for the first time. I don't know.
I do. It's gonna be it's either not gonna come out or it'll be over past schedule and over budget. because that's stuff like directors know how to do. They like people. You're asking a lot for Todd McFarlane to give him a bunch of money to shoot a movie with Jamie Foxx and call it Spawn. You're asking a lot,
and it's not because he's new. I think it's because, like you said, he is way too close to this project. Like, this is what I mean, that he has been asked about his Spawn script and his Spawn movie for, like, I want to say a decade. Like, I remember interviewing, it wasn't really, he did like a press scrum on something he was doing, and I think it was at New York Comic Con like 2 or 3 years ago, and he was telling people, somebody asked him about it, he was like, oh no, I'm working on it, and he's really, really passionate about it, and that's what worries me. I think that movies are a different animal, so here, let me give the good side of this. It is Blumhouse. And they do give the creators a lot of leeway into doing their own creative thing. So that could go either way. That could go into being a disaster, or it could be that his vision is not going to be changed too much, and they basically give him whatever he wants. Is that vision going to be good and make a good movie and coherent movie? Who knows? But it could be that there's going to be less back and forth with the studio execs like you normally hear. Like, you hear people, Lucasfilm says this all the time. These young directors come in, they think they're going to run the places, and Kathleen Kennedy's like, I run this fucking show, get the fuck out of here. But
on a first-time director, don't you need a hand in there?
And so that's the downside of that. I'm like, first-time director, I think you kind of do need that oversight and that thing there. So, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know who the producer is on this, because right now it's just they have writers as Todd McFarlane and director as Todd McFarlane, and there's literally nothing else. I don't think they don't have anything. I don't think they have a producer or anything like that. Like, they have they have him as producer. So maybe they'll bring in another executive. Like Jason Blum is the executive producer. I don't know, man. Like, I need to see a lot more, and they're both talented. Like, Jamie Foxx is talented. Todd McFarlane obviously is talented. I'm very, very nervous of just the movie making process of this.
I'm really excited for the documentary about it that comes out.
What went wrong with
how Spawn spawned a fist fight?
Oh man, yeah. So, all right. So there we go. That is all the news and stuff we had there. Let's go in to this pull list. Let's try to wrap this up now. Let's start with Marvel. Do you want to start?
Yeah, big anniversaries this month. I guess you already mentioned Iron Man hit 600, I believe. Bendis' final Marvel work. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yo. Real quick. The Invincible Iron Man. Sue Dibney. The Sue Dibney line. Come on, man.
I cannot believe he did it.
I saw that. I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. Did he just...
You cocky son bitch.
Nice.
Well, also, the thing is about Bendis in the end of his run, he's able to like do a lot of the. There was one, I think it was the end of the Defenders, where there's a background gag of people being arrested in New York while the foreground character's going on, and in the back it said, "You think it's easy to pull off a running gag for 18 years?"
Yeah.
But no, Eva Bell, like the whole thing. It's just, and he left so many strings for other people to play with, and that's the best thing you can ask. He fixed the things that he broke. He brought back Rhodey, spoilers. He brought back Tony, obvious spoilers. But he also created this new paradigm in with which the characters should play. And salute to Bendis and God bless and Godspeed and Man of Steel. I see what they're doing. We'll see. But it's a shot.
Yeah, the thing they did with Invincible Iron Man is. You also give that shot we saw. What was it? Was the Secret Empires? No, it wasn't Omega. Is whatever was it Generation or something like that? No, it was the Iron Man, Visible Iron Man Generations one, where Riri goes to the future, and you're like, oh nigga, we really doing this? Well, I can't wait for the next story. So
Exactly, and that's what Marvel does. That's what Bendis does. He makes you thirsty for the next story.
Yep. So.
Even when he's not writing it.
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man 800 came out today. I'm not going to go into any spoilers. 80-page giant. Dan Slott's second to last issue on Spider-Man. And have you read it yet?
No, because I need to catch up on Amazing Spider-Man. So
it's the greatest hits of Spider-Man. It's 80 pages. I want to say something like 8 different artists. It might be Stuart Immonen's last comic book work for a long time. He says he's not retired, but he has no official plans. And if he's listening, thank you for all the art, and please don't leave. What else is Marvel side? The X-Men books, X-Men Blue, I've really enjoyed. X-Men Red's been a breath of fresh air. I didn't know how much I'd enjoy the new Jean book. They're building up to this event in the X books. It's going to deal with the anachronism that is the 5 original X-Men still in our time. And I'm obviously, as an X-Men nerd, I'm hyped for that. Daredevil just passed 600 as well. I love what they're doing there with Matt Murdock as mayor of New York. I think that's all the Marvel stuff. I mean, obviously, the stuff we talk about every week, every month. Thor.
Yeah, that Gates
Marvel
of
2-in-1. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Gates of Valhalla one, which is basically like the final of that run before they start Thor #1 again, pretty much tells us if you like Jane Foster Thor, we might not be done with Jane Foster Thor.
It's basically them saying, keep reading.
Yep, and you got me. I'm in, which goes back to why you can't be too mad at what happens in a comic book, because anything can happen and anything can change at any moment, and you guys see the larger story. Particularly when you have like Jason Aaron's been on Thor since 2011. Yeah, 7 years, man. He's still going strong.
And apparently his Avengers run is going to tie into this Thor stuff, so I'm very excited for it.
Very excited.
What about you? What's Marvel catching your eye?
All right, so it's kind of already been spoiled. I was going to surprise you, but so I started reading Shield because I know the issue 5 finally came out from Hickman, and so I had to go back. I was like, oh, I can't just read that because I know Hickman stuff. You got to go all the way back to like beginning. So I went and got Shield Volume 1, which is Architects of Forever, which I think it's 5 issues as well, or 6 issues. So I read that whole thing, which is just, again, you start reading, you're like, it's weird. Like, wait, Nathaniel Reed and Howard Stark as Agent Shield and Da Vinci and Michelangelo and like, what is this great? It's fucking fantastic. It's great, and it ties into current things too. But read that, and then I caught up on Volume 2, which is all the way up to issue 5. I think issue 6 comes out in a couple weeks. So I read that and got the taste for Hickman. I was like, well, let me go and finally start this Hickman Fantastic Four stuff, right? I start with Dark Reign, Fantastic Four 1 through 5, then I go through the entire run of Fantastic Four, and then also Future Foundation. And I've read most of this, but not like together and straight through. I just read it straight through this entire weekend. Holy shit. Holy shit. It's fucking great. It's fucking fantastic. I thought it was great. So, yeah, that I think going back and reading the Shield, and now I want to go and I'm going to do the whole thing. I think we're going to definitely do a comic book club on this, or technically, and it's going to be on the Character Corner feed. We'll start with Secret Warriors and then go through it, because so much of it ties into everything now, and now the entire Hickman Marvel stuff makes sense. Like I just need to start at the beginning and read all through it, because it just, if you can't really pick up Hickman in the middle.
No,
you gotta really read the whole thing to get the full. Because like you can pick it up in the middle and you're like, oh, that's cool, that's nice. When you pick it up from the beginning, you're like, oh shit. Like he'll call his shot, and then like you'll forget, and then it'll come back. Like the whole stuff with Valerie, the whole stuff with Johnny dying.
Valeria.
I'm sorry, Valeria. It's all just so fucking good. And then you also got the one, we talked about this before, but our favorite Doom line, is it true what I heard, Benjamin? That shit was like, Doom is such an asshole.
Doom is such an asshole. Uncle Doom, man.
Is it true what I heard, Benjamin? That when Johnny Storm died valiantly in facing endless army, is it true that you, surrounded by crying children, weeping at the inevitable death of your close comrade and friend. Is it true? Is it true that you just watched? Like,
goddamn,
he's such an asshole. Such an asshole. But that entire run is just that entire run is just great, and I'm looking forward to catching up on it. So I'm waiting until the final issue of Shield comes out, read all that, and go through the entire thing. It really added up because then, I think when we talked about it before when Nathaniel Richards when Nathaniel Reed shows up, Nathaniel Richards shows up, I'm just like, okay, I guess Reed's father shows up. But then when you read Shield, you're like, oh, this kind of makes sense now. I totally get this now.
Well, you also when you read the whole run, you're like, oh wait, this is the only Reed that had a father.
Yeah, no, the entire thing makes sense. It's fucking fantastic. So, obviously did all that. We talked about all the cable stuff we did for the comic book club this year. Comic book, the character corner. Let's see. The only other stuff is I did the first two Avengers run issues. I like the story. I hate the art. I'm not gonna lie. Art's not selling me, especially after you come back from Jason Aaron's Thor stuff, and the artwork on the Thor is so good. And then I read his writing, but then the artwork on Avengers. Like I said, I hope that goes away.
And again, like I said, it's an acquired taste, and I thought his art. If you go back and read like that first Batman Superman arc, it really fit that. Mm-hmm. It feels like it doesn't have a hold of these characters yet. I think it's getting better, and I think it's going to continue to do so.
Yeah. Like I said, we talked about that Mighty Thor: Gates of Valhalla. The first two issues, issue 2 of Domino came out. I'm enjoying that book. And the Darth Vader book is just fantastic. If you're not reading Darth Vader, you need to read Darth Vader. So.
I need to read Darth Vader.
You need to read Darth Vader. All right, DC, what you got?
DC, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Reading that a lot. Really enjoying that. Enjoying Flash War kicked off. We talked about it last week a little bit. What else am I enjoying? All of that books. Detective James Tynion the Fourth. Just ended his detective run, and as a Tim Drake fan, he gets me and he sees me, and I appreciate that. I started reading. I'm excited for the Catwoman book that's coming this fall. I'm excited for Gail Simone writing one of those Looney Tunes books. It's going to be Catwoman and Sylvester and Tom and Jerry. Sorry. And so I'm excited about that book. The No Justice event I just finished up. It's 4 issues. It's kind of a soft reset for the DC universe, and you kind of get a good idea of where they're going to go next. What else am I reading at DC? I fell off of Green Arrow. I think the creative team change kind of lost me a little bit. So maybe
when does it change? When does it change? Because I'm reading that now. I'm working through volume 3 right now.
I don't know about volume 1. I just know that after the final trial of Oliver Queen, things change.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
What else? Yeah, Teen Titans or Titans and Teen Titans I've enjoyed. They kind of spliced up the old school Titans and made it kind of a Arsenal and Donald Troy book for a while there, which I kind of enjoyed. And Teen Titans has been fun because Damien's a dick, but it's other kids giving him shit for being a dick. And I think while these books will be repackaged or restructured coming out of the No Justice event going into the summer, it's still they've been really good runs so far. We have to do a comic book club on the Detective Comics run because I need to talk to someone about it.
Okay, cool. I gotta catch up on that next. So,
yeah. But that's mostly the DC stuff.
Yeah, I did. The only thing because I've been going through just the Green Arrow stuff. It was very Marvel heavy month for me, so I did the Green Arrow stuff. Like I said, I'm working through volume 3 right now, so I guess it's around like issue 13, 14 on that one. I said last time we did the Batman stuff, I fuck Booster Gold. Now I'm kind of like, oh, poor Booster Gold after that. Still an idiot.
Needs a hug for real.
Right? Yeah. God, somebody get this man a hug. Like I said, I got the first 4 volumes of both Green Lanterns and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps because they were. I don't know what. It's just a weird thing. They did a big sale, a Green Lantern sale, on Comixology. So I got a bunch of these books. So I haven't read them yet. But I just bought them because they were like a huge fucking sale. They don't really they don't announce this shit. It's like they keep this shit a secret. It's just really weird. So I got that. All right. So outside of the big 2, what you got?
Unicron's coming, guys. I'm an IDW Transformers head. Everyone knows that I've been beating that drum since I started talking on this thing. And yeah, it's gonna be great. I've been doing a lot of reading there. I'm really excited for the summer event there. Outside of that, I was already mentioned in one of the emails, the Shattered Grid storyline over at Power with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers book has been really interesting, really good. That's it off the top of my head. I've started doing this thing every week, most weeks, where I'm keeping the books I'm reading on my tagged post at the top of my Twitter account. So you can always go visit dpalm66 on Twitter and see what I've been reading the last couple of weeks.
Cool. Just to follow up on your Transformers, I have not started reading this stuff yet, but it will be ready because we are going to be doing this in the on the Character Corner coming up later in June. So I went ahead.
Transformer month.
Yeah, it's gonna be Transformer month. So I bought Lost Light Volumes 1 and 2. I got Sins of the Wreckers. Let's see, Transformers Chaos Theory, and then Last Sins of the Wreckers. Because right now there is a huge IDW sale going on that's going through the end of July. So the shit's cheap. Go out there and buy it. I'll probably buy some more. As I
get that Robots in Disguise run too.
That's what it was. So I didn't get it yet, but I'm gonna get it tomorrow. I'm gonna buy Robots in Disguise. So yeah, we'll be going through this stuff, and we'll figure out the order, and we'll start talking about it in July for a Character Corner. Only other thing outside of that, Uber Invasion number 13. Yeah, I love this book. You know, I say it every week. It is if there is one non-Marvel DC book that I can only read, get in that month because we have so much other stuff going on. It's Uber Invasion. If it's out, I read it, and I can't wait to start this entire restart. I might start from the beginning and read the entire Invasion because it's a weird thing because it's Avatar Press, and so the schedule isn't always set and good for that. So sometimes it's been a while. Sometimes before an issue comes out. Sometimes. So I might just start all over again and read this set because this is they split up Uber into two things. First is I think the first like 20 something issues. I can't remember how many is before Germany invades America, and an Uber Invasion is literally them. Germany has invaded America, and yeah, I want to start that all over again. I might start the entire two story sets all over again too, just to catch everything because it's a lot and it's a really good read. So that's it. That's all I got here. So you got anything else you want to say about this before we wrap this up, man?
No, another great month, another great mailbag, and like you said, we'll be back with something in June. Yeah,
there's gonna be something in June. We'll figure it out. We'll get something. Trust us, there's a lot to talk about. You know, hey, who knows? Maybe Aquaman will put a trailer out.
See you guys in July for that one, apparently.
So, again, guys, if you want to, again, we'll announce on, first, if you want to know when exactly we're going to do the mailbag, either follow us on Twitter, he's dpalm66 on Twitter, I'm Insanity4 on Twitter, or go and join the Facebook group, MTR Network on the Facebook group. We usually make an announcement when we're going to record the mailbag and when you get the episodes in, when you get the emails in. If you want to send us an email, it's mailbag@mtrnetwork.net. Make sure you put the month in the title. Generally speaking, we usually record the last Wednesday of the month. So we would like to have the emails in by 8 p.m. the day before. Getting them in on Wednesday, we can still try to get them in, but like I said, it can hurt because sometimes we can't always share them all. So try to get them into us the day before by 8 p.m. on the following, the previous day. And if we end up changing our schedule up when we're going to record, we'll make sure we let you guys know. Yeah, stay tuned on that. And make sure you subscribe to Super Tuesday Recap. And we got a lot of stuff coming out on the network in general. So just stay tuned. So, again, folks, thank you guys very much for listening. Until next time, we're out of here. Peace.